Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Tonight, we gonna let it away. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it away.
Hey everybody, welcome in. Welcome on in. It is Saturday, the 27th of September, and we're going live. We're doing a live. Welcome in everybody. If you guys are new to the channel, hi, hello, welcome in. If you're not new, welcome back. My name is Tanya or Titanium Built. You can call me either or. It's on the screen usually for you for reference. And I appreciate you guys all being here tonight. So we'll go ahead, we'll get into some things. But welcome in. It's good to see everybody. Hey, everyone. Hey, my friends. Hopefully you guys are having a great weekend. It was nice here today. It was actually beautiful. It's like almost 80 degrees, I think. You too, Ladybug? Ladybug said almost 79 there. Yeah. Hola, baby girl. Welcome in. Hey, Jennifer. Ooh, coloring or painting. Paintings could be fun. It's always fun when it's done, you know, and you got the end result. Hey, Purple Daisy. I haven't painted in a long time, actually. I think Vincent he paints. He tells me not to paint. Yeah, that's what we do around here. He's painted every room in this house. I just thought of that. It's not good for me to do work like that with one eye. It's really not. I'm not the person. Hey, Crime Kitty. Hey, Kira. Welcome in, Kira. Only to say hello. Oh, you have to go to work. Hey, Marta. Hey, Sailor Outlaw. Did you have a good birthday? I hope you did. I hope you had a good birthday. I'll let you guys know my eyes are burning tonight. Hey, Maga Mama. I put eye drops in. Maybe I'll put my glasses on. Hey, Bryn. Welcome in. And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Hey, Amy. Hey, Simply Felicity. Okay, I think I got everybody. We're going towards the bottom. Well, welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Dawn. Not good. Yeah, I'm not good at painting. I wasn't good at coloring in the lines. I'm just not. I'm not crafty. Most women that I know, they have this like special gift and they're all so crafty and they're like their penmanship to their like anything that they do is just it's perfect. Me on the other hand, if you see my handwriting, you wouldn't even know what it says. It's half I write in like half cursive and half non-cursive. I don't know why I do that. So it's a mess. It is a mess. But that's fine. No one needs to read my handwriting anyway. Hey Faith, welcome in. Oh, you're a hygienist. Oh, Amy, getting titanium rods and plates on Monday. Where at, if you don't mind me asking? Oh man. Prayers. It whatever it is, it'll be worth it. Like, I mean, if it's something that needs to be done, although it sucks. I've actually before we get started, I'll tell you a little quick 2-second story. I actually had my metal screws taken out of my legs. So, maybe someday they'll be able to do something like that with you. But if not, you could be the metal gang with me. Titanium gang. Gang gang. Oh, I'll take a little nap. I hope you have a good nap. Had a pretty chill birthday. Those are the best. Baby girl's like, I'm going to tell you what I think about David. So if you guys don't know, on September 8th, 2025, actually, let me put up I actually downloaded some pictures. I don't know if I'll like the overlay though, but I have them overlaid. So on September 8th, 2025, a day after her 15th birthday, authorities discovered the decomposed remains of 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez from Lake Elsinore, California, in the front trunk of a 2023 Tesla at a Hollywood tow yard. The teen, who weighed about 71 pounds at the time of discovery, had a distinctive tattoo on her right index finger. She was dressed in a tube top, black leggings, a yellow metal chain bracelet, and stud earrings. Her body was found wrapped in plastic after a worker had noticed a foul smell. So Celeste had been reported missing at least 3 times in 2024 by her family, with residents noting that she had run away from home before. Her last known possible sighting was in a video from March 19th, 2024, and it's showing her walking and then like sprinting, and it's near her residence. And we'll look at that video today, and I have it up on Google Maps as well. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner's Office has not yet determined a cause of death, but the LAPD has now come out and said it was a homicide. I have that for you guys to look at as well. There's a short interview, so we did get like something. The Tesla was registered to 20-year-old singer David Anthony Burke, known professionally as D4VD. David. He's a very well-known singer. The vehicle had been abandoned on Bluebird Avenue in the Hollywood Hills, and it was about a 0.1 mile from David's rental home. So it was over there for over 72 hours, leading to a parking ticket on September 3rd. Following resident complaints, it was impounded and towed to the lot on September 5th. And then just 3 days before the discovery, they discovered her on September 8th after people reported a foul odor coming from the vehicle. So this is them. And yeah, we're going to talk about that tonight. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about all the crazy crap that's going on, because there's like just more stuff coming out, day by day. So the first video, I'm going to show you videos, and then I'm going to show you some articles that I found, and we're going to just like talk through them because it's a lot. News Nation and TMZ, I feel like have done a really good job on this case. They've really been like, News Nation, when they get a case, they are like on it. So of course, Banfield's been on this case, but TMZ had talked to a few friends. I don't know if you guys have heard this yet, who knew both David and Celeste. They said that she presented herself as a 19-year-old college student, that she went to college in California. They never questioned it because they saw her getting to clubs and things where like you would need an ID or be like 18 or older. And people don't really question other people's ages that much. I feel like, especially maybe at that age, I don't know. I question everything. all the time. But, you know, when you're like younger, I guess if someone says they're 19 and you know, you're 17, 18, 19, you're probably going to believe that person is probably, you know, maybe the same age as you if they say they are. I mean, and especially if they act, you know, like they're more mature. I don't know how she acted. We saw her in the one video on the Twitch video, but and there she kind of acted a little, I don't know, maybe immature because she was freaking 15 years old, 14 years old. So I think that I would have been able to spot it. I would hope I would have been able to, but you know, you never know. You never know. You never know. So I love that. She fell in love. I love that name. She wasn't old enough to do anything. She was not old enough to be running to this person's car or whatever. Watch the video of that. I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. Now, do I think the friends need to be held accountable? Not really. I don't, you know, I mean, they probably, they seem like from all accounts, and you'll hear in this, that they really thought that she was just this like 19-year-old student. And I don't think that they really saw them that frequently to where it was like he would see her driving, they would see her driving, or they would see her do this or that. You know what I mean? I think they just saw her more in like a professional kind of setting, more of like a club setting, or like after, you know, you go to the recording studio or you're at the recording studio, like places like that. So we'll listen to Banfield. This is a 5-minute clip, but we'll pause it for commentary because it has a lot in it. And she talks to one of the TMZ reporters.
So, Charlie, you talked with friends of David. How did they know him, and how well did they know him?
Yeah, so the folks that I spoke to are in the LA music scene. So they know David very, very well. They didn't know Celeste as well as they knew David, but they did notice that he was bringing her along when they would go to parties in the music scene. Maybe they would have hangouts after recordings. David to be a very gentle person, is what they told me. They also described him as very soft spoken. Friends around him are extremely shocked that he's even remotely connected to this grisly murder of a 14-year-old girl. Obviously, he has not been named a person of interest. And from what we've seen, there is no legitimate connection connecting him to the death of this young girl. However, her remains were found in his car. And just that connection alone has really shocked a lot of people around him.
Did they get the impression that this was a romantic couple?
Yes, absolutely. So the people that I spoke to that were seeing them together out in the scene believed they were romantically involved. Now, look, they did not say anything about PDA, said that David was a very shy, quiet person, and Celeste seemed to mirror that as well. So they weren't out there making out at parties and things like that, but they did believe, because they would see them together so frequently, that these two were in a relationship.
Where did they get the idea that she was somehow a 19-year-old going to USC as a college?
She, to me, doesn't look 19. Then again, maybe if she dressed up, I don't know. Girls can make themselves look older. The girls, and I'm not saying she did, and I'm not saying that she, you know, had any fault in this or anything, but if she had the fake IDs, she was lying about her age, so she probably would maybe try to act a little bit older. You would think. Maybe not, or maybe just not talk so much.
No. Isn't that just so crazy? Because, you know, we think, how does a 14-year-old child present as a 19-year-old woman? And I was told that these people were just so sure that she was a college student. They were specific. They said that she attended USC from what they believed.
I don't know. Maybe. You know, I mean, she looks pretty young to me.
And also, she was seen at events where there's age restrictions, you know, clubs and parties and stuff like this, where she had to be at least of 18 years old to get in. And we do know from law enforcement sources that she did have several fake IDs as well. So she was able to get into places where there was age restrictions. But,
you know, Charlie, it's
also you know what? They probably just like shuffled her in, because when you have a celebrity, right? When you have a celebrity showing up at a club, their manager or somebody is calling that club and letting that club know ahead of time, like, hey, we're coming. Can we go in the back door to the VIP, or what do we got to do? I mean, normally if they go through the front, they have to go through like the front door. They're going quick, right? With their entourage and their like bodyguards, and they're not getting stopped. I've never seen them get stopped at the door and get checked for an ID. When you've seen them like being shuffled, like celebrity shuffled into restaurants or bars or whatever it is. So I think they would just let her go on in with him. Just, you know what I mean? I don't know. Unless they card them when they get in there, but they could do that, just like let them get in because it is a celebrity, and then card them when they get to the VIP area. But if she was 19, then they would have definitely, made sure it was known. But the people wouldn't have known any better still, because they thought she was 19.
So sad.
Must have been
hear
good
that
fake
we're
IDs.
talking about a 14-year-old girl, but I keep going back to the fact that it's possible he connected with her as early as 12, and on the far end, maybe even 11. Did these friends have a long relationship with David? Like, for instance, did they know Celeste when she was maybe 13, or God forbid, even 12?
Yeah, so the people that I spoke with just recently got to know him. He has been popular for quite some time. We know that he had been signed to a record label when he was underage. However, he has kind of blown up in the music scene the past couple years. So it would have been the past couple years that they did know her. But yeah, she would have been about 12 years old during the time that she was coming around. And,
Wow.
we don't know a whole lot about who her friends were, if she did have friends. We just know that she was coming around more in his circle. And we know she wasn't really home very often because she wasn't attending school.
Well, God, if you think about it, her friends would have been elementary school friends, because it's only a couple years ago that she would have been in elementary school. And if she disappeared at 13, she would have been just in.
She was in like junior high, but still. Like, that's so gross. 20 years old and you want somebody in junior high, intermediate school, and then junior high? And then do you guys think, okay, I've been thinking about this, right? Do you know the other Celeste, right? The second Celeste, the girl with the glasses. Okay. So let me try to, I don't know where the video is. Do you guys remember the video where they're at, I'll find it too, but where they're at, like an arcade or something. And people thought that was Celeste, the 14-year-old. But then come to find out it was his friend named Celeste. He had like this other Celeste that looks just like the girlfriend. Do you think he maybe brought in that Celeste to confuse people? Because she was of age? Because why? I mean, I don't know. It's just weird that there's another Celeste, right? And they have all these pictures together, like they're together. Like they have the picture where they're holding hands or whatever in the car, and she's wearing the gold bracelet. Like, I don't know. We went over them the other night. Just kind of think. I don't know. I think I'm onto something. I think he brought her in for a reason. I don't know why, but I do. Thank you so much, Ladybug, for the $9.99. Thank you. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think he had to cover his ass. Me too. Because it's just weird. She just shows up. I mean, like, not that she just shows up, but like the pictures and stuff. Like, I think it was on Crime Time Lines, wasn't it? That we saw all the pictures and stuff. Like, let me go to case files real quick. Because, like, I'm just wondering. Yeah, it was. Okay, let me see if I can. Might be like in the timeline. I'm gonna go down to the bottom and see if there's just pictures. Okay, here she is. This girl. So remember when she's on the Twitch stream, she has those same kind of glasses as this girl, like the black frame kind of glasses, like the Celeste that's 14. I think he knew because he was getting like the threats on the Twitter and on the Twitch or whatever. People were saying cops need to come to your house. LAPD needs to come to your house. You're on the Epstein, like you're going to be like Epstein. You're going to have Epstein or Epstein Island or your whatever it is. He was like, they were saying stuff like that to him. And I think that he might have got scared. And then maybe he knew this girl from like somewhere, but he got a hold of her and he started hanging out with her more. And like, let me see if we can find the other one where they're. I know that there's one when they're in the car. Might not be. That was just that picture, but yeah, I mean, these are all of them. They're all hanging out in these pictures. Like he's hanging out with her a lot. I thought that I know there's another one, but I'll have to find it because it's probably like in here and it's might be like. Yeah, I know that it was in here though somewhere. I'm about to find it. But they're like holding hands, remember? They're like in the like they're in the car and they're holding hands and it's just it looked like it was just like really personal. You know, it just looked really personal to me. And if I was that other Celeste, I'd be mad. I mean, the younger Celeste, even though like she shouldn't be because she's a child, but like I would be so confused on that. I would, especially if you're 12, 13, 14, you don't know anything. You know, you don't like, I don't know. That would be so confusing.
Into middle school, and just the whole idea that we're talking about it is so uncomfortable. But I am so curious about her story and how she presents. And as you mentioned, these friends of David said she presented very much like a 19-year-old. Did they see her driving? Did they see her driving, say, his car? Because if she's telling everyone she's a USC student, she's got to be going out of the house or leaving his presence on a regular basis.
Yeah, these people did not see her driving or ever see her driving his car or anything of the such of the matter. But, you know, she was always with him. So, you know, everything he did in his life, she kind of seemed to follow.
Do we know, Charlie, if these friends had any inkling that Celeste had actually moved into that mansion, that she was full on a resident of that home in the Hollywood Hills with David?
So the people that we spoke with a lot of neighbors in the area, and they don't recall seeing Celeste, or at least don't remember seeing her face. I know there are reports out there saying that she had been living with David and was at least staying there in the past couple weeks, leading up to when she was discovered.
Thank you for watching.
How long was she in? I think she was in that car for a good minute. Hey, Unspoken. That's a good opinion to have. Okay. He got me. Earlier I was on that. But so David's abandoned Tesla apparently was ticketed 11 days before Celeste Rivas Hernandez body was found inside. SF Investigates has been getting like reports and stuff for this case, and he's been putting them onto X. So if you're not following him, make sure that you are, because he's been really invested in this case. He helped me in another case that I covered, Chelsea Grimm, which we should go back over that case because that was a good one too. She's still missing. So but I thought we would go over this because some people don't know that, how the car was kind of like towed away and what happened with the car. So a 2023 Tesla registered to David Anthony Burke, known as D4VD or David. I don't know what he goes by. Does he go by the like D4VD? Because I've heard certain people call him that. And then I've been calling him David, and I've heard a lot of people calling him that. So let me know in the chat if you guys know. But it was ticketed by Los Angeles authorities on a Hollywood Hills street near where the singer lived 11 days before The decomposing body of a missing girl was found inside the trunk. Okay, now this car is covered with dust and dirt. Like when a car sits, I'm assuming, especially in California, like I don't know, is that smog or something that gets on the cars? I'd have to ask Vincent. I should have asked him because it's like this. It just gets like dirty. It looks like just like dirt, like but not like dirt. I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but hopefully, I think if there's a picture, I'll show you. But I'm thinking maybe, and this is morbid. I hope it's not. I hope she wasn't, but I'm thinking maybe she might have been in there at the time because this car doesn't look like it's been driven. It doesn't look like it could even be driven. You can't see out of the windshields. Like there's just so much like brown dirt kind of stuff on it. So I don't know how long before, but, or how long that would take. I should ask Vincent. He would have known. He probably would have known that. Now I'm mad that I didn't ask him because it doesn't look like you could even drive the car, right? And I think you would be able to notice if somebody got in the car or if somebody touched the car because their fingerprints would be like, in the dust or dirt, and you would be able to see that. But it says that the Tesla had been parked on Bluebird Avenue. And I guess Halle Berry used to own that mansion that he was renting out. Just a little side note. It says so long that some residents complained about it in late August, leading to the car being ticketed, according to law enforcement sources, records reviewed by the Times. I just thought of, let me write this down so I don't forget this. I wonder what the address is there. I'll have to figure that out or ask SF if he'll give it to me. Because I'm going to Zillow that house. I was going to look on Zillow about that house. Los Angeles police detectives are now trying to determine how long the car was on the street and when Celeste Rivas Hernandez body appeared there. Police have not established a cause of death. Detectives have been working for weeks to trace Hernandez's final movements, and determine any connections with David, who police say has been cooperating with them. Yeah, Bryn. Yeah, you could tell. Like, I think it was just parked in that spot, and then people started noticing it. It's David. Okay, that I'm saying it right. Yeah, 20,000 a month. 20,000 a month. Can you imagine? I don't even think I'd want a house that big. No, I wouldn't, because I'm a clean freak. And I have to touch every room every day. Can you imagine living in a, oh my gosh. No. I can't even imagine having a third room. I don't even want a third room right now. I'm just like, that would, actually that'd be really nice to have a third room, but I wouldn't be good with a big house. Yeah, it was 20K. Yeah, 20K a month. Yeah. Yeah. Crazy. And the manager is the one who rented it. So like how good of credit do you have to have, sir? Right? Like, or do you just say like, because he said he didn't know that David was even living there. So it had to have been in the manager's name. So the manager had to have had some sort of, like, I don't know, like what kind of credit do you need for that? Like, I don't even know. I don't even want to know. Detectives served a search warrant at the rental property north of Sunset Boulevard. Law enforcement sources with knowledge of the case, but not authorized to speak publicly, said investigators recovered various items from the home, including electronics and computers. Didn't seem like they really took a lot out, though, whenever they did leave. On the afternoon of August 27th, that's what makes me think, like, what if they got rid of her things? Because if she was there, she was living there, she would have had tons of things there. You would think that maybe the officers would take those things, but maybe they couldn't prove that they were hers, right? Can't prove they're hers. They're just women's clothing. So maybe that's why. But it says on the afternoon of August 27th. So this is like, week or so before she's found, even longer, a parking enforcement officer marked the Tesla, noting the position of its tires. And I was right. Whenever I said they marked it, I was like, oh, they must have marked the tires. But I didn't really know if I was right. I guess I was. Then on September 3rd, the officer issued a citation to the Tesla for violating the 72-hour parking ordinance. Got to move that car every 72 hours. 2 days later, the Tesla was impounded and towed to the Hollywood tow yard. But it would be another 3 days until the grim truth emerged. In the early morning of September 8th, a tow yard worker passing the Tesla caught a whiff of a familiar smell of death. He alerted Los Angeles police detectives to his concerns. A detective, agreeing with those suspicions, obtained a search warrant and then opened the trunk. So they had to wait till they got a search warrant. Man. Inside the trunk was the multi-platinum musician's Tesla. Of his car was a black hold-all containing the heavily decomposed remains of Hernandez. So I guess it was a hold-all bag. She weighed 71 pounds and had a tattoo on her finger, according to the Los Angeles Medical Examiner. Her body was found a day after her 15th birthday. Didn't even make it to her 15th birthday. Like, if there's anybody listening that's 12 years old, which I doubt there is, don't do stuff like that. It ain't worth it. No matter the money, no matter what you think, the glitz, the glamour, all that stuff, it's not worth it. Stay home with your parents as long as you can. Shit. If you're 26 and you're listening to this, go move back home with your parents if they'll let you. Shoot. If my parents were still around, I'd be living with them right now. Like, scoot over. Times are tough, man. I wouldn't do that, but but Hernandez grew up in Lake Elsinore, about 76 miles away from Hollywood, where the Tesla was parked before it was towed. I wonder how they met. Did they meet on like Twitch? Did they meet on like playing Fortnite? And how did she or him, how did they see each, like, how did I need to know how that started. Like, how all this started. I need that timeline. Because, like, I want to know how they met. Playing video games? Oh, man. Yeah, have a life. Don't lose it. Yeah. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. I mean, I put myself in some crazy situations when I was a kid, you know what I mean? Like teenager, probably just teenager. But I don't want anyone else to do like crazy stuff, It's just not worth it. So she was in the 7th grade and her family reported her missing at least 3 times in 2024. So what do you do? Like, when your child just keeps running away? Like, what do you call the police and be like, hey, come talk to my kid, like scare him a little bit? I mean, can they get arrested for that? Go to JDC, like juvenile detention? Because, like, I mean, if they're that old and they're just going to keep running, right, every time they get the chance, I mean, you could put bells and whistles on the door all you want, but I mean, she's quick. You'll see her in a video today when she was hustling. She was like sprinting. But Burke had been on a national tour promoting his debut album, Withered, since early August. He performed in Boston, Montreal, and Toronto in late August and early September, had stops in Detroit, Chicago, and Indianapolis, but the tour was canceled amid the investigation. I wonder whose idea that was to cancel the tour. Like, if the cops went to him and was like, why don't you go ahead and cancel that tour? It's not a good look. Or maybe he just did because he knew it wasn't a good look to keep doing it. And it just says, on September 7th, in his last social media post, he announced on Instagram he was going to drop a deluxe version of the album. It was one of his last social media posts before Hernandez's body was discovered. And he's been radio silent ever since, like, pretty much. I haven't heard anything from him. I haven't heard nothing from him, nothing about him. We only need to hear for the cop. So Okay, I'm gonna go to like here because the officer only talks for like 2 seconds in this video, like 2 times, and it's ABC, and sometimes they be crazy. So just sometimes they be crazy. So I'm gonna play it from here, and then I'm gonna skip after this because he talks for like 2 seconds, and then it stops. Well, actually, no, we'll leave it there. Okay, so we'll play it from here.
And decomposing body was found at a tow yard inside a Tesla registered to singer David.
It's an ongoing investigation. We have a lot of resources dedicated to bringing it to a conclusion.
LAPD Chief Jim McDonald speaking with Eyewitness News today about the relationship between 20-year-old David and Rivas, who just turned 15 earlier this month.
You can't. Hold on.
Between 20-year-old David and
Rivas.
Rivas.
She looks so young here to me. She looks so young to me. Hey, Ashley. Hey, Triple L. I mean, like, man, maybe I need to get a Fortnite just so I can go undercover. She's beautiful.
Just turned 15 earlier this month.
There are discussions that they might have had a relationship. Would you investigate that relationship as a possibility? Because it could be illegal to have a relationship with somebody that age.
Yeah, certainly. Whenever you investigate a homicide,
Right there. Did you hear him? He said homicide. Now, I don't know if that was a slip of the tongue, if he meant something like, investigation there. But we'll listen to it again. Because when I heard that, I was like, oh.
Legal to have a relationship with somebody that age.
Yeah, certainly. Whenever you investigate a homicide, the detectives look at.
Whenever you investigate a homicide, the detectives look at
all of the associated issues as well. In this case, that's something that they would.
They look at all the associated issues as well.
Be looking at.
Last week, investigators took a computer as they searched a Hollywood Hills home where David had recently stayed. The singer, who was on tour, has now canceled all of his shows, but has not commented on the investigation. As he remains silent, his fans are loud online, critiquing his lyrics and music videos that feature gory imagery and themes. One of his most popular songs, titled Romantic Homicide. And take a look at this video for One More Dance.
The heavier the snow.
What appears to be a blindfolded David in a bloodied shirt standing by as two people put a body into the trunk of a car.
Okay. Well, that song was more like he was killing himself, like his alter ego or something. I don't think that really if he was like killing the girl in the music video, like I think there's a girl in the music video, but like that, I don't know, that would be different. I think that was more, in my opinion, like something that he had come up with because he liked anime and stuff. So I don't know. Did you guys hear about the masked guys at the house? Like, I heard about this earlier and I was like, what? So these must be like bodyguards. I don't know, because these are some big dudes. But look at this guy with his glasses on. What? Is that a balaclava? I think he made his own. But these guys come to the house and they're, the movers are there and they're like moving stuff. And these guys are trying to take stuff and they're just like, what are you doing? And so one of the guys ends up taking, he had another Tesla, not very nice Teslas though. I didn't know if this was an article or not. So, okay. It just says masked men were seen outside a Hollywood Hills rental home recently vacated by singer David, who had been connected to the murder of a 15-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Their presence has drawn public attention as authorities continue to investigate the case. Yeah, look at these guys. I don't know what this is. Okay, what does it say? Men. Okay, I just missed it. It said masked men guard David's LA rental home as movers empty property. Why do they need to guard what? Oh man, I hate when it does that. Stop doing that. The mask, it's going too fast. The masked men guarded David's rental home as movers emptied the property. Look at that guy just taking a walk days after the home was raided in relation to 15-year-old Celeste Rivas' death. they're just bringing stuff out. It's unclear if the suspicious individuals were the movers or private security. That's private security or something. Like, that's like his security or something. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Oh, I'm little. But yeah. Okay. So I have another video I want to show you. It's kind of longer. So we'll talk through it. It has all of the updated stuff in here. It's Ashley Banfield. She talks with people from TMZ. She talks with SF Investigates in here. I'm trying to refresh my memory. She talks with, like I said, TMZ. And then she also goes over his tour dates and stuff to see where he was at. But this is a new edition that they're doing. She says the death of a teen and a star named David. I don't know. Now, this thing in between his eyes, I want to take it off so bad. And then sometimes he'll put a Band-Aid there and it's like, you're not Nelly, okay? There's only one Nelly. There's only one. And I'm going to just go through parts of this.
Hello and welcome to this special edition of Banfield, this Friday special edition. It's called The Death of a Teen and a Star Named David. The teen, of course, is Celeste Rivas Hernandez. The David is a 20-year-old superstar in the making who spells his name D4VD, but whose legal name is David Anthony Burke. Under any other circumstances, David would likely be spending this Friday night.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. I got OCD to
Under
watch.
any other
Look how dirty them sunglasses are. Am I the only one that sees them? They're dirty. Who let you go on a carpet like that? Looks like he touched them, and he had like some greasy fingers, and he touched them again. He ate some chicken wings or something in the car on the way there, or maybe like a steak or something, and he was just touching his like glasses. I don't know. I saw it and I was like, St. Louisiana. Oh, you love it. Oh yeah, you can find me in St. Louis. Okay, I won't do it. I won't do it to you guys, but believe me, I was 19 when that CD came out, and you best believe I felt like every song was for me. Let me just say, I loved that CD.
Circumstances, David would likely be spending this Friday night exactly the way you would expect for a 20-year-old platinum-selling multimillionaire, just coming off a 2-month tour. I'm thinking clubs and friends and fans and parties, maybe even one of those regular blowouts that neighbors said happened pretty often in that $20,000 a month mansion he was living in the Hollywood Hills. But tonight, that mansion is dark and it's empty. And David hasn't been seen in the LA party scene for weeks. And he hasn't been heard from publicly for just about as long. And why is that? The young dead girl, Celeste, who just yesterday was confirmed to be the very same Celeste the singer once wrote a love song about. She's the same girl he appeared with on live streams and the same girl he and his friends partied with in LA. And yes, she's the same girl he was involved with romantically, even though she was only 14 years old at the most. It's more than likely she was only 12 or 13 when the relationship began with David. That's when he was 17 or 18. In the hour ahead,
I have a feeling this relationship may have started when he lived in Texas still. I don't know how old that would make her, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I feel like he knew her since he lived in Texas.
We're breaking down the very latest details, beginning with one that might have gone unnoticed. I'll say it again. David has not been charged in this crime, nor has he been named a person of interest. But all the while, the LAPD has been unusually tight-lipped about the case. Yesterday, though, Chief Jim McDonnell of the LAPD did an interview, and deliberately or not, he said this.
Oh, I didn't watch this.
Did you catch that? Did you catch what he just said? The key words in that sentence? Homicide.
She didn't play that. She I'm sorry, I'm done. She didn't play the clip. Did you? Okay, we're going to go back because that's funny. Okay. I already played it for you guys, so you already know. So I watched all these like small videos before like the live, and then I noticed this large one, and I was like, this is like the same thing pretty much that was all in these small ones. So, but that wasn't in there. So that's funny that she said that.
Chief
But
Jim
watch.
McDonnell of the LAPD did an interview, and deliberately or not, he said this. Did you catch that? Did you catch what he just said? The key words in that sentence: homicide and associated issues.
See, I don't know what associated
Homicide
issue
means
means.
death at the hands of another person, as opposed to a suicide or maybe an accidental overdose, because those are theories. Associated issues, that could refer to the fact that David's friends confirmed that he was in that romantic relationship with a girl of just 14. At this point, Celeste's cause and manner of death are listed as deferred. But if victim and boyfriend make up two key parts of this puzzle, the third part has to be the abandoned 2-year-old Tesla in which the girl's decomposing body was finally found 18 days ago. That's September 8th. My first guest tonight is a private investigator who specializes in missing persons.
Before it goes to SF, I think it's legal for you to get missing persons reports in California. I'm going to try to get hers because I wonder what her family put in that, right? Like she's already run away 3 times prior. Did they mention that when they said that she was missing? And maybe the cops knew and they were just like, oh, she ran away again. Because sometimes they do treat runaways a little bit differently than they do, other kids that are missing. It's just sad.
He got his hands on the paper trail from that first ticket that went on the Tesla's windshield to the end of the line at the impound lot. And he learned that fed up neighbors called police about this car on August the 26th. An officer came by the very next day and left a ticket on the window. A second ticket was issued September 3rd, and the car was finally towed September 5th, 3 days before it became a key piece of evidence in what's now being confirmed as a homicide. Steve Fisher is the man behind that pro bono detective work, and he joins me now live. Steve, thanks so much for being on tonight. Tell me about the tow report that you were able to obtain and some of the information that you learned from the report.
So, it was first called in by a neighbor on the 26th. And the only note that was on it was when they asked for any identifying information besides the license plate, they noted that there was a large dent in the back. And, it was curious that there wasn't an odor mentioned. Now, that doesn't absolutely mean that in the conversation with the agent.
To me, it looks like the trunk's still open. Now, I don't know if the trunk opened like that or not, but you can see like the crack of it. It looks like it's popped open a little bit, or like they didn't slam it down all the way.
They didn't mention that and it just didn't get reported. But, in LA, a traffic officer has to come out at least 3 times before they can tow it on 3 different days. They have to chalk the tires, make sure it hasn't moved, because it is legal to park on that street. So, as far as what was gathered from that, it was nothing regarding the smell or anything, but for it to get towed from that area, considering there is no parking restrictions, it had to be there quite a while, I think.
I think it was just an eyesore to the neighbors.
Well, let's talk about that, because not only did you get your hands on the towing report with all the information,
Look at all that dirt.
but
Did you see all the dirt? Like, look at the back windshield and look at the top windshield. Like, it's all like, glass. Yeah.
That because not only did you get your hands on the towing report with all the information it yielded, but you also knocked on some doors and you found some of the neighbors who indeed knew about that car and knew how long it had been there. What did they tell you?
I talked to someone that, nobody wanted to be on the record, but they said that they believe they're certain the car was there more than a month. There was somebody else that said that the car had moved around a couple different times, but that's going back as far as May. It had been moving around. And, from those photos are actually were embedded with the ticket that was taken. So when they provided the ticket on the 3rd, they give images, in case it goes to court and they can back it up. They're really high res images. I could really zoom into them. And I mean, that dirt is caked on that car.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that car got dumped a lot earlier than a lot of us think.
It looks like,
and I'm just looking at the picture.
could it be pollen from the big bush beside it? Man, I wonder if Vincent's still up. Hey, Dystopic. Is it Dystopic Society? I probably said that totally wrong. Welcome in. Yeah, it has to be moved every 72 hours. I mean, unless you like, if you lived in Vincent's neighborhood, you wouldn't have to do that because they have driveways and stuff. You know what I mean? Like he has a drive, like they have a driveway. Now, I wonder if he parked on the street. I'm about to call him on the phone and put him on the speakerphone.
Pictures at the same time you are on screen, and our viewers.
This
are
is
seeing
up
it
his
too.
wheelhouse.
One of the things I noticed with the caked on dirt is that you would not have been able to drive it with windshields that caked. It would have been really hard to drive. So, and I'm just so sad when I see this car parked here, because you know that she's in the trunk in this image, and it's so sad to. Yeah, it's extraordinarily sad. It's not just a parked car that's getting a ticket and getting towed. It's a tomb where a girl had been decomposing, day after day after day. But it's interesting you say a month, but then it's also interesting you see the police came back 3 different times and chalked the tires. What's the protocol for them? Why didn't they tow it the first day they were called?
So they're not allowed to tow it unless it's documented that it has not moved in 72 hours. So now when they came out on the 26th, or they got called on the 26th, they came out first on the 27th. That happened to be Labor Day weekend. So, it wasn't until the 3rd, until Labor Day was over, they came out the second time. But by ordinance here in LA County, and I do very familiar with this because I live in the area, you have to move within 72 hours. If it's called in as abandoned, it has to also have other factors, such as it appears to be abandoned. If this car was clean, it wouldn't have been towed.
Yeah. The fact that, the first call came in and 8 days later, it was towed. Each time they came out and established the 72-hour rule and had those 3 that they have to have. Did the neighbors that you talked to say anything else about, other than, yeah, it's been here for about a month? Did anybody say it smelled?
Not that I talked to. I know that I've seen reports that somebody did, but not that I talked to. However, the street that it's on, and I don't know if this was done on purpose or not, but the street, Bluebird, is just this little street with about 6 houses on it. It kind of makes a semicircle that wraps from one end to the other.
And that's why it was towed. It's a small little road with 6 houses on it. Them people saw that car out there and was like, whose car is that? Who'd be bringing that junky car over here? I mean, even though it's worth $108,000, I mean, he bought it for $108,000. It's not worth that. It's not worth $10,000 now. I mean, it's been wrecked. It's been hit. It's had a body in it. I don't think anybody's gonna want that car.
So he need
to. But he said that if it's like a public street, like kind of like that, then yeah, you'd have to move your car. But he said, and he was like, my car's on the street. And I'm like, oh yeah. Like his mom lives in these hills and they have it's a cul-de-sac or whatever. And his other car is like wrapped or whatever. And it's, I think it's out of the driveway. But he's writing me back. He said, probably depends on the neighborhood. I'll be like, get in here. Let me interview you.
Back up Doheny. So it's not a super traveled street. Now Doheny is, so you drive by it, but where it was is kind of like a strategic area where there's only, see that road right there wraps around to the right and then it connects again to the main road. So there's not too many people that will walk by it. And these hedges on this house are so high that it really takes out people walking on the other side of the vehicles.
See the wheel well? I mean, you're missing a part there.
So I don't know.
Look at the back. I mean, I'm telling you, somebody that lives there their whole dang life, they're just this probably, just this older woman, and she probably said, "Whose car is that?" I would be like, "Get this car out of my road. That's taking my parking spot."
It was actually done strategically, but if you're going to leave it somewhere else, it's as good a place to leave it as any.
Not really. Should leave it up where Vincent's mom lives. You can park there all you want. Nobody will call it in.
Well, the curious thing is, listen, and this is a sort of a weird topic, but I have a septic field and a septic system, and I've grown up that way. And I know that when the winds shift, it doesn't matter what kind of hedge is nearby. It doesn't matter if it's 30 feet away. You can smell those odors. And I'm just wondering if anybody on the other side of the hedge or across the street, or within, say, 50 feet of where that car was parked, had noticed that smell and wondered what it was. Because I believe the only report we had about that car was that somebody thought a dead animal was nearby.
Yeah, and I'll bet you now, in hindsight, they might. But I think that, without this happening, you walk by a car, it's the last thing you think is that somebody's in the trunk, deceased. And so you probably chalk it up to a bunch of other things, like you said, a sewer line broke. I mean, it's LA, stuff like this happens a lot. I'm talking about like sewer lines and whatnot. And there's a lot of construction going on in that area all the time. So
look at the houses up above there. If you look straight ahead, you can see how big they are. It's like that everywhere in California, I feel like.
You could chalk it up to, they hit a line or something like that. I mean, really the last place people go is there's a body in a trunk, and now, of course, now that we know that happened, it's easier to think that way. But,
Oh, yeah. Hindsight's 2020,
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask you about the damage on this car, because you've got a lot of insight into something we haven't all noticed in the video. But before I do that, I want to ask you about this location. I thought it was blocks and blocks away from David's house. It isn't.
No, I'd say it's probably 150 feet to Doheny Place, which he's on, from the rear of, from the trunk of that vehicle, because he's the first spot. He's there parked on the first spot there. It's very close. In fact, on a weekend, I could see somebody parking there because there wasn't street parking on his street, because his street's very small.
Like it's one street over from where his house actually is?
Half a block, because his street is really kind of like almost like an alleyway. It's not an alley, but it's really a half of a regular block.
But he has like a 3-car garage, right? When you got money, like, get rid of that piece of junk car. I mean, why would you even have the car, right? I'm just saying, like, why would you even keep the car if you're worth $2-3 million? Sentimental value? I mean, keep it in the garage, right? But he just somebody just puts a girl in the front trunk. I'm trying not to say frunk because, it's already getting on my nerves. But I don't know. And I also wanted to tell you guys, if he wasn't paying for the camera, like the onboarding, whatever camera system, whatever it's called, then it wouldn't record. It wouldn't record anything. So I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe he has been ever since he bought it, but I hope he has. But there's cameras also on his house. So I think if she was put in like a black bag, as people are saying, they're going to see somebody carrying a bag out of there that's abnormally big and awkward. No matter how big the person is carrying it, it's hard to carry dead weight like that.
The way the neighborhood's split up,
it's
very close. You could throw a rock at it.
It's unbelievable. It almost makes you wonder if the smell might have even reached the front door of that mansion. Let me ask.
Speaking of which, you know what I just thought of? I don't think that he would be able to carry her. I don't think that David would have the strength to pick her up. I mean, have you guys ever picked up like dead weight? Like dead weight is dead weight. Like, you may weigh 100 pounds, but you're going to weigh 300 it's like dead weight. I wonder if one of those bodyguards that we just saw helped or did it.
Ask you about the damage. I didn't notice damage in the towing and in the drone videos, but what did you know about?
Well, I didn't really know until I saw these photos. And this car, this is a 2023 Model X. He paid $104,000 for this. I've seen the invoice, and it's just beat up. I don't know what they've done to this car, but I mean, all the wheel wells are have got damage, and I'm not really a car guy, but those side fenders on the other side are off. There's huge dent in the rear. The guy parking there also noticed front right damage. So I don't know what happened to this car, because I've seen, like, for instance, I found a Google Maps image of it happening parked in front of the house, right, the street view, and it does not look damaged there. So I don't know when this happened or how it happened, but it almost looks like it's been off road.
Originally we all thought it was a Model Y until this video showed the door handles, and the door handles apparently are the giveaway for the Model X, because they're angel wing doors. They go up instead of out. Yeah. And so the reports are all changing. I mean, every official report that we saw was a Model Y.
Weren't they called suicide doors at one time? I know we're not supposed to say that word, but wasn't that what they were called? Or am I just losing it? Like the wing doors, angel wings is what they call them now. What who picked up angel wings? Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe because you shouldn't say the S word. Now we're calling them angel wings. I don't know. Everything's changing.
It looks very much like a Tesla I have, which is a Model Y, but apparently it is this Model X. And I can tell you one thing: my Tesla was not 104,000, so this is a really souped up version.
Yeah.
Well, he's got the white seats. That puts on some thousands. He's got the angel wing doors. That puts on some thousands. He's got the bigger of the cars, like the SUV type version. That's going to put on some thousands. She just saw the Tesla that we saw the other day. This lady, her husband got it for her. Oh my gosh, she was so excited. And I was just so excited for her. I was just like, I didn't even know the lady. I was like, she's so happy. But they had one like that was way better than any of those. I don't even know what it was. I don't even know what kind of Tesla it was.
Mine was like a fifth
of
that,
beautiful,
honest to God. I can't believe
the X has got
that car was that expensive.
Yeah, the X has got a larger front too. It's 6.6 cubic feet as opposed to 4.2 like Model Y. So kind of explains how she might have fit in there as well.
That's old school.
Well, that's a very sad fact that I'll end on. Gosh, I thank you, Steve. Really great digging. I appreciate you doing that. Please come back and talk to us again, because I know that you're still watching this story and digging on this story, as we all are. Appreciate it.
Not sure why Steve really got into this case. No offense. I'm just wondering, because he usually does missing people, and she's not missing anymore. Like, she was missing a year ago, but not so much.
This.
Thanks.
I don't even like sitting on the white interior. It makes me nervous. I don't like it. I thought I would, but I don't.
Steve Fisher joining us tonight. And in just a moment, for the very first time, Celeste is seen on tape right before she becomes a missing person. Here she is in critical surveillance video, leaving home at just 13 years old. And she breaks.
And she's not last. Okay, so she was last seen wearing, hold on. I'm going to get her missing flyer. Let's see if it's on there. Okay. Last seen wearing, okay, that's right, gray pants and a black sweater. Yeah, a hat and Hello Kitty sandals. Why did you wear the Hello Kitty sandals? You're running, girl. So, and this was in March.
Into a sprint.
March 19th, I believe.
The man who owns the video had some fascinating insights into what kind of kid Celeste was. And let me tell you something. It is not what you might think of a runaway. That's next.
I'm going to show you guys on the thing too, on the maps where she was heading, because it's weird.
Hernandez in the trunk of her rich boyfriend's Tesla. It kicked off a spiraling mystery 2.5 weeks ago, but it also ended another mystery, one that had lasted 1.5 years.
That nobody knew about.
Celeste was a missing person from the age of 13 on. Her disappearance was reported to the Sheriff's Department of Riverside County, where she lived. In April of 2024, that report went in, but she had been a runaway at least twice before that, in January and again in March of that year. Now TMZ has obtained video from the March disappearance. It was captured by a surveillance camera down the street from Celeste's home in Lake Elsinore, California. There's Celeste right there.
So right here to the right, I just want to let you guys know, this is the liquor store. This is where she usually would be to get onto the bus, like the school bus for school.
At 7 o'clock in the morning on a Tuesday. This was March 19th. Where she's going and why she starts to run is unclear. But one thing is certain.
She's trying to get out of there.
Video is critical.
She started running because she was scared someone was going to see her.
Critical to what came next in her young life, as is personal information about Celeste herself from the man who owns the cameras. I spoke a short time ago about all of this with TMZ executive producer Charles Ladibaudiere, and here's our conversation. Charles, tell me about this video, when it was taken, and the significance of the date and time.
Well, the video that we obtained from this is surveillance video from a liquor store in Lake Elsinore, California. The date is March 19th, 2024. What's significant about that date is this was around the time where what we've heard now from several people who have known, who knew Celeste, is that she was a runaway, and that in early 2024, there were multiple times that she ran away from home. This would have been either the second or third time, we're trying to figure that out, that she ran away.
And it's just March. They said all these happened in early 2024. She was gone for a month. They got her back. There's a month. So then you got 2 months left. And she ran away again within that? Oh my goodness.
In March, there had been, the first time had been in January. We've talked about it, that the police found her in Hollywood and brought her back to her family. But in March, she took off again. And we know this because her sister went into this liquor store and asked the owner if he had seen her come into the store. Did he have any surveillance video that might have shown her or where she went? He went back and looked at his cameras, and he did see this video, which shows Celeste walking down the street, walking at first, but then running, and she's running toward someone. Now, you lose it in the video because she gets too far down the street and you can't make out the vehicle, but the owner of the liquor store who we spoke to told us there was a car waiting for her there.
I'll tell you, I zeroed in on a couple of details. One of the details was that it's 7 a.m. And I thought, what on earth could be going on in her life at 7 a.m. that this would cause a problem, and her sister would eventually ask for this video that day. And then I thought, well, that's usually a school bus pickup or dropout, a pickup time. So is it thought that maybe she left home ostensibly to go to the school bus, didn't get on the school bus? Eventually, when she was reported as truant, maybe her sister started to ask, oh, I wonder if she ever did get on the school bus, and found the video showing that she didn't.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened here, Ashley, because the liquor store owner told us he was aware of Celeste and most of the kids in that neighborhood. Again, this liquor store is on the end of the block where Celeste's family lives. And he said that all the kids, when they would get off the school bus, or even when they were getting on the school bus, they would come into his store to buy, drinks or candy, snacks. And so he spoke to a lot of the kids. He knew Celeste, and he told us that, as far as he knew, there was he didn't know of any trouble at home, or that she was in any jeopardy or anything that he knew of. We have been told by law enforcement sources that they described her home life as troubled.
You and I have talked a little bit about this before, but I keep thinking every day something will loosen up with the LAPD. But I feel like you're getting the sense that this is one of the most tight-lipped cases they've had.
And I'm not sure exactly why, but that is an accurate description. I mean, we cover a lot of stories not like this necessarily, but we cover a lot of stories involving law enforcement here in Hollywood, in the Hollywood area. You usually hear something, right? The police forces are too large to not hear something, and there is a clear order from someone to make sure that we keep a tight lid on, that they keep a tight lid on whatever it is that they've learned at this point. We've just heard so little.
Aren't you so shocked? I mean, honestly, this is the kind of case that screams for the public. We need your help. If you saw something on this date or this time or in this window, please call us. Like, tips help. You can ask the people in the Idaho case. The tips helped, and they really do bring in a lot of information and good leads. There's been nothing. There's been no request from the LAPD, which tells me they got what they need. They just need to figure out what the next step is to make sure it's not a mess.
And that they're trying to figure out how to connect some dots.
This seems to be another social media, investigation. Is it helping or is it hurting that there are so many true crime sleuths trying to piece together the puzzle?
I think, you said this just a few minutes ago, actually, that public tips help, right? And there are certainly, and I would imagine the LAPD is people who are looking at specializing in social media, combing through some of this material that's out there.
I wonder if they found, I put eye drops in. I wonder if they found her phone. If it was in the front trunk with her, or if, I don't know. The other thing would be that it was in the house, or they could have broke it, got rid of it somehow. But I wonder if they have her phone. I mean, if they get, I don't know why they would put her phone with her, because I feel like her phone's going to be a treasure trove of evidence. I mean, a girl that's 13 and 14, they put everything in their phone. They live on their phone. Their phone is their lifeline. Just like, I mean, anybody really, we all live on our phone. So I think that there'll be a lot of evidence in there. Also, if they take his phone, but I mean, I don't know if he could have wiped his phone, but I don't think he could have wiped it. Not with the technology we have now.
It can only help. And, one of the things that I've learned a lot about as we've been covering this story is Discord. And there is a ton of information that is available there in David's communications with his fans and his fans' communications with Celeste. Whether or not any of it is going to lead to a location, where she was, who she was hanging out with, we haven't seen that yet. But I know that there is so much information out there. And if you have people on social media who are digging through it themselves, you never know. One of them might find the thing that, and certainly I hope that if they do, that they are sharing that with law enforcement. So maybe police are getting those tips anyway.
Charles Adibodier, I know you have to go. I'm always so thankful. I appreciate it, sir.
Happy to talk to you anytime.
Sooner rather than later.
Yes, indeed. Thanks, Ashley.
My thanks to Charles. And also, there's something in that video that I'm going to bring up in just a moment. It was a little detail that was weird. A woman who walks by Celeste has a reaction. I'm going to play it for you in a little bit and ask.
I could have sworn there was the video of her. Okay, so let me see here. Let me go do that. Okay. So I could have sworn that she ran down this way, or she walked and then she ran, right? And then she went around the corner here, and that's when she saw the lady. So she passed the lady here. But I thought there was another video where you could see her going all the way down to here and go this way. Now I don't know. Okay. I don't know what was back this way. Maybe somebody was parked right here off to the side, and they were going to pick her up at a certain time. Maybe she was supposed to meet them at 7:00, and it was 7, because I remember seeing it was 7:01. So maybe that's why she was kind of hurrying too. But look at all the mountains in the background. It's beautiful. It's just anywhere you go, it's beautiful. Okay.
One of my special guests about it, but I got to take a quick break for a minute here.
Okay.
Our special report continues, though, with the search for an alibi. Will David's concert tour give him cover in what we now know is a homicide investigation? We're going to take you through each of his tour dates to find out just how strong an alibi that tour might be should he actually need an alibi? That's next. Sit here tonight. The music star named David, spelled D4VD, is not one of those, a suspect. Or if he is, police sure aren't saying it. But given the fact that his underage girlfriend turned up dead in the trunk of his car in his neighborhood, and given that police have already raided his house and carted off items of interest, he may indeed need an alibi in the not too distant future. And that's where his concert tour comes in, his now canceled concert tour. By the way, David does still have dates open on his calendar for 2026. We looked into the lineup for the South American leg of Lollapalooza next March, and he is still listed as one of the acts, but I would not try to buy tickets just yet.
Oh, I'm going to get them right now.
As recently as last night, tickets were still being sold for David shows in Australia. But tonight, there are no David shows in Australia. Anyway, David's availability for the future shows could certainly depend on his past ones, the ones leading up to September 8th, when police found this: the underage girlfriend dead in the trunk of his Tesla in a tow lot.
I mean, damn the luck, right? If he didn't do it. Like, I can believe almost that he was on tour and maybe this was an OD or something. And they tried to hide her. But who in their right mind would put a dead body in his car? It's just going to go back to him. I mean, I just don't understand. If she OD'd, why didn't we call the cops? Try to get her help. Call, 911. You'll be in a lot less trouble if you did that than if you were to just throw her body in the front of a car, right? I mean, really. Like, it's just crazy. You've been a member for 21 months. Oh, I love you too, Ladybug. Thank you for being such a great mod. 21 months. Look at that. You've been with me for a long time. That's a long time. It's almost 2 years. It's a long time. I'm so glad you're a member and my mod.
She'd been decomposing
And
for
thank
weeks,
you.
maybe
That's True
over
Crime
a
Channel
month
on YouTube.
in that trunk, right up until police responded to the call from the impound lot that the stench from the car was overwhelming. So where was the singer when the girl's body was discovered? And maybe more importantly, where was the singer when she was wrapped in plastic and put into that trunk, only for that trunk to be closed for the final time? Judging from the concert poster, David's Withered tour, in support of his debut album, kicked off August 5th in Del Mar, California, on the outskirts of San Diego. And as jam-packed as this list looks, it is not even a complete list. Several shows were added, both before the official kickoff and before the remaining dates were scrapped just a week ago tonight. So on paper, it looks almost impossible for David to have been involved in whatever happened to Celeste, but not really. We did find some holes in his schedule, windows where he could have traveled back and forth to LA. But that raises the question of how David's entourage was traveling, or at least how David was traveling. The tour was laid out in geographical order, the way you would hit those cities if you were, say, driving a tour bus. But nowhere in the articles or the posts is there any mention of a bus. The only transportation that's ever shown or referenced is an airplane, sometimes a private plane, which opens up a lot of possibilities. But there is still the question of time. And to figure that out, we cross-checked a couple of key resources.
Oh, I love that.
Concertarchives.org.
Oh, yeah, that's where I went.
Tracks every show by every artist you can name.
That's where we went to find our information. Let's see what they've uncovered.
Often including videos, photos, and even set lists. We also looked at David's personal tour diary. He has an Instagram account just for his concerts called Concerts and Travels called David Tour. And what did we find? Back on July 30th, David played a show at the Warfield Theater in San Francisco. It wasn't an official tour date and it wasn't on his schedule, so maybe it was just like a tune-up show to get ready for the tour. He had 3 days off after that until his next date, August 2nd in Del Mar. Also not listed on the tour schedule, he played there on August 2nd. Had another 2 days off, and then played again on the 5th. leaving plenty of time to get back and forth to Los Angeles, even if by bike. Between the start of his tour and the first week of September, it looks like David had 13 different days off from this tour. July 31st, August 3rd, 4th, 7th, 10th, 11th, 14th, 18th, 21st, 25th, 27th, 31st, and September 1st. But the only chunks of time where he had more than one day off in a row, those happened on August 3rd and 4th and August 10th and 11th. And then again, August 31st, 1st and September 1st. It looks like we can account for his whereabouts, though, on that third set of days, August 31st and September 1st. And here's how. On the 1st, he posted this photo of himself and his photographer next to a private plane. Pay attention to what David is wearing in this picture. Also pay attention to his hairstyle, because when we checked his main Instagram against his travel Instagram, we found this video
with his Hello Kitty backpack. Look at it. Wonder how long he's been doing this Hello Kitty stuff.
of David. Notice the same clothes, same hair, and he's telling fans that he's headed to Houston to see his friend Callie perform. That video was posted on September 7th, but that does not mean that it was shot on September 7th, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was actually more than likely shot on September 1st, just like this one, the picture of him next to the private plane, wearing the same clothes with the same hairstyle. In fact, David was actually performing on stage in Madison, Wisconsin on September 7th, so he could not have been flying to Houston on the 7th when this video was posted. So again, probably shot on the 1st, posted on the 7th. Bottom line,
he'd be lying.
This dead girl's boyfriend had 11 days to himself in the month leading up to the day that police found.
Why would you lie about where you're going? Like, that's the weirdest thing I ever heard. Like, I'm at the airport. I have a private jet out here. I could be saying I'm getting on my private jet, but instead I'm going to say I'm going to Houston for a concert. No, I say I'm going on my private jet. Since 2021. Thank you. So I wonder how long he's been like doing the Fortnite. I wonder when he started doing Fortnite singing. I need to do a deep dive timeline on this guy. Like, I need a timeline. Is Mr. Rosebud in here? Hi, Mr. Rosebud. Metadad always gives you away. Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait to see that.
Celeste's body, which means exactly nothing if he is never named as a suspect or if he is never charged. And it also means next to nothing if he is charged and authorities can't figure out when Celeste actually died. And maybe more importantly, when she was stashed in the trunk of David's Tesla. All right, guys, have a good weekend.
I mean, what happens, right? Like, okay, let's say they can't figure out the cause of death and they do toxicology and they do find, stuff in their system, but they don't know how much or, they can't test that either. Do you think that they would still proceed with charges against David for dating her? I mean, is there would there be proof that there was any sexual contact? I'm just saying, I believe there was, but I'm just saying, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. Like, if they find out they can't find the cause of death, so they can't really say the manner of death, even though he said homicide earlier. Let's just say for, heaven's sake. What would they, would they, because they'd have to be able to prove, that they were together. They could be, I don't know how that works, right? Like, can you say that that's your girlfriend, but we don't touch her or anything? I don't know how the law works. I need to learn that law. Because I don't think I've ever had a case where it was like this age group. Do you know what I mean? Like, where it's not younger than this, which is sad, but other charges, yeah. I wonder what they'll get him with. I'm just curious because I don't know. Like, I wonder if, I don't know. This is just so crazy to me. So I think they're waiting on toxicology. That usually takes a little while. So I think that's what the cops are waiting on before they decide to charge anybody. I mean, that's just me, right? Interference with custody. I think it's true crime otherwise. Because I'm just like, what would they? I'm like, ooh. It's so sad that she felt she had to run away. Like, I wonder what she felt like she had to run away from, or if David was just offering her this life, right? And she, I mean, it looks like she comes from like a smaller town in California, right? I think her parents have an apartment there. Nothing wrong with that at all. But I think maybe she thought she saw like a better life with him, like flashier life, you know, how it is. I mean, if someone offered you a life of, you know, never having to work, we go to all these parties, we go to the Grammys, we go here, we go there. I mean, there's a lot of people that probably would take that deal, you know? They'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll take that deal. Especially if you're young and impressionable, right? Like, I mean, I remember when I was that age, when I was like 16, and so I was a little bit older, me and my cousin got to go to the Jersey Shore by herself because she was like, I think 20 at the time or something. Yeah, maybe 21. And I was so excited to go because that's when MTV would go down there and they would like, you know, film stuff. And I thought we were just like the coolest to be able to do that. And like, I mean, I thought that was like the coolest thing. But I don't know why people would run away. Like, and I mean, I understand the glitz and glamour of it, you know, like I do. But I don't know, just putting your parents through that. I actually ran away once. I didn't really run away. My friend was running away. We were like 15. So we were like her age. Shit. Yeah. 14, 15, something like that. And my friend was like, I'm running away. And it was at school. And I'm like, well, I'm going with you. Like, in my brain, it was, I wasn't thinking, my frontal lobe wasn't even developed. I was thinking like, this is going to be some fun adventure. We'll be back by dinner. Do you know what I mean? Like in my brain, that's how I was like taking it. And so like I went home. I didn't pack up anything. I said goodbye to my dog though. And I cried. I was so sad about that. Just because like I'm emotional when it comes to my animals. And we made it 2 hours away from where I grew up. So we were where I grew up. We made it to Cincinnati. And we were getting ready to cross over to Kentucky. And I was like, I got to get out of here, right? Like, this isn't what I want to do. Like, I'm like having a panic attack. And all I saw was this big H, like on this building, blue, for hospital. And I was like, take me there. Like, I don't know what made me think. I just knew like hospital or police station, I'll be safe. So I was like, I saw that and I was like, take me to the hospital. I'm out of here. Y'all are on your own. So I get out and I go in the hospital. And I tell an officer what I did. I'm like, I ran away. Can I use your phone, please, to call my parents? And he's like, of course, you know, and he like scolds me a little bit, talks to my parents on the phone, says he'll watch me, you know. And then my friend Dallas ends up coming up. He's like, I'm not going with him either. He's like, that was a dumb decision to make, you know. And my parents end up coming and getting us. They have all these snacks ready for us to eat and drinks, like in a cooler. Like my mama knew how to do things right. She brought my dad. She gave him a couple beers, you know. Just, it's okay. We got her. She's okay. Like my dad was freaking out. And yeah, I was going to run away. They made it all the way to Las Vegas. They made it to their destination. I think they wanted to go out there to get married or something, but they weren't even old enough to get married. What are they going to do? How are they going to get married if they're not even, I don't even want to, I don't even know. I don't know what they were thinking. None of us were thinking, but they had 5 of us in the car. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then me and Dallas got out. We were like, no. And then his parents came and got him. And then they, you know, they sat down and talked to us a little bit. We fell asleep in the back of the car. 2 minutes in, we were passed out, like with Slim Jims in our hands, you know, like we were ready to go home. It was a night of hell for us. So I feel bad like knowing that she ran away like 3 different times. Like unless I mean they say her home life wasn't that great, but I mean whose is when you're a teenager, right? You think the world's against you. You're going through puberty, you're going through all the things. I mean, I had arguments with my parents during my teenage years, but they knew that I like loved them and I would never run away. Just wish she didn't have that feeling. And Fortnite, what the hell? How do you talk to people on there? Like you can talk to people like as you're gaming, I guess. I don't know. I need to learn things. I need to learn Discord. Oh, that's a nice Twitter. Right, yeah, baby girl, I didn't. But if I had the opportunity, like if it was, I don't know, at that age I might have. No, I wouldn't have. I had good parents. My mom would just be like, "Do you want to go?" And then just don't do anything stupid. No, she'd be like, "I'll go with you." Oh, it's like live gaming. See, I don't know. Oh, with the headset. Yeah. My friend's boyfriend used to play that when she was pregnant. She broke his headset one time. She was like, "I'm done with him playing this game." He pulled out another one from underneath the couch, brand new in the box. He's like, "I was ready for that." I was on the phone. I never laughed so hard. Just a law. Oh, I've never heard of that. Yeah, Dawn. Yeah, California overlooks them. Yeah, see, I need to learn Discord too because I heard that it's crazy in the Discord. I mean, even Maddie Soto's case, that there was Discord messages and stuff. Or not Maddie Soto, I'm sorry. Madalena Kojikari. What made me say Maddie Soto? I don't know what made me say Maddie Soto. Madalena Kojikari. Wow. Don't know where that one came from. That just like came right out of my mouth. Oh, you don't let your daughter use the headset? Yeah, because they do say stuff, crazy stuff. They don't care. Kids will say anything when their parents aren't around. They're little shitheads. I used to have a friend that did that. Like she used to say everything that you never wanted your friend to say in front of your parents. Like you never want people to say it, and she would just say it. Just come out of her mouth. I know what sex is at like 5 or something. No, just kidding. It wasn't a 5. But do you know what I mean? It would be like something like that. Like, and we would be like young. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. That's what I tell my parents. I don't know nothing. My mom said my dad died and left this earth thinking that I was a perfect angel. Perfect angel. I could wear white to my wedding. I was like, well, we'll keep it that way. Yeah, he made music for his Fortnite videos. So he played Fortnite, but he got copywritten. So I guess he made a lot of money on the app. Like he was doing really well. And then he got copywritten because of all of the music that he was using to play the games. You can't play copywritten music in anything on YouTube, right? Or anything on any platform usually. So he started making his own music. He just downloaded an app for the iPhone, and he went into his sister's closet and he would record in there, which I don't know why he didn't record in the bathroom. Bathroom acoustics are so much better, right? So he has a good voice. He had a lot of talent, and now it's going to go to waste. He's going to be in the jail cell singing to the freaking prisoners. I'm just, if you're listening, just make sure you talk to the prisoners, and don't be like Brian Koberger and say their names. I'm ready to meet Peru. I'm about to write Peru. Me and Peru might become friends. All right, my butt's starting to hurt. So I'm gonna get off here. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. I went on a day date today, if you guys care to know. I was gonna do like a little TikTok, and then I forgot of our day date because it was cute. We went to what's that place called? I can't remember. It's like our favorite place to go to. Oh, I don't even know. It's a restaurant. It's a restaurant. It's like kind of like a Chipotle like style like setup. And it's like healthy food. I can't even remember what it's called now. I can't remember what it's called, but I only get chicken and rice. And we went in there today, and he always orders for me. And today the woman like looked at me, like she gave me this look, and he even noticed it. And I was like, I think she thought like I couldn't talk for myself. Like, you don't allow me to talk. I was like, but that's not the case at all. I was like, I'm a loudmouth. I was like, I just like when he orders for me. I was like, and I don't know, it just makes me feel better. So yeah, but the girl did, she like looked at me, and I would have done the same thing. I would have done the same thing. I would have been like, everything okay over here? Oh, your daughter's 12. Oh, autistic. Oh, you're a helicopter mom. I would be too, Casey. I would be too. Yeah. I feel bad for the day. If I ever have a child or ever adopt a child, that child will be loved beyond, words can explain, but I will be a helicopter parent. You best believe that. I'll be like, where are you? I'll be doing that. And you're a good mom, Casey. I could tell. So she did go back home last summer. Well, I kind of thought that because her mom knew about the tattoo, like on her finger, and she knew like it was red and stuff. And I don't know. I just thought that she showed her. Like, to me, I mean, I don't know. I always got the vibe that she showed her in person. So I can believe that. You did the same for a friend? Yeah, she just kept running away. That's why I'm like, I feel bad. Like, wish she wouldn't. I mean, I wish she would have had people in her corner, a little more. Let me see. I do have, so next week, I think it's going to be next week. You know how I am about taking time off. I just don't do it. But I'm going to talk tomorrow about it. Tomorrow, I think more about it, because I think I'm going to do a live, just like a chill live. We're going to chit chat and talk. But what I think I'm going to do is maybe through next week, this might scare a couple of y'all. I may do pre-recordeds, so I may be off, but technically I'm doing pre-recordeds, just so that I can get like back on some sort of like sleep schedule and just a daily life schedule. Does that make sense? Because I feel like I'm exhausted like during the day, and then I wake up like at night, and I'm just super like, so I need to get a schedule down. But I'll make sure that I always have content every night. And if I do pre-recorded, I'll make sure that they're premiere, so that way you guys can come in, chit chat with each other. It'll be just like a live, but it'll be me talking. And it may not be even any videos or anything like that. It may just be me talking about the case, telling you about what's going on, giving you updates, and it'll probably be in the other room. So just be on the lookout for that. I got a new little candle today, a little pumpkin candle that I can light too. So it'll look more, pleasing. But yeah, but I'll make sure that you guys aren't, without me. And it'll just be for like a week, if that, maybe just 4 or 5 days, just so I can get, back on a system. Try to fight your night outness. I know it's so weird because like Vincent's up during the day and then I'm up during the night. So we're like missing each other too, but that's not a big thing. Like, we always make time for each other, but yeah. But yeah, I think that's all I had to tell you. But I think it'll be next week. You know how I am. I hate taking time off. I don't unless I'm going on vacation, then I'm like, oh yeah. If Vincent's mom's listening to this tomorrow, you can send me out a plane ticket anytime. I will come and visit. I need the California sun. Yeah, her uterus. Yeah, that's what he said. That's it. I quit pre-recording videos too. Hey, I might give you time off too. See, and yep, I did, Tracy. So we did a couple of the videos, and we're going to do the rest. I think I'm going to put those on some of those pre-recordeds. some of the body cam videos, and we'll go through them. But we'll go through some stuff tomorrow too. So I'll be back on tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for hitting the like button, for the gifted memberships. Thank you so much for, I thought they were gifted memberships, but Ladybug gave me $9.99, and she was a member for 21 months. That's a long time. And if you guys are members, don't forget to use your member milestone. All you have to do is go down to, I believe, the bottom, like where the money sign is. And then you go to like membership monthly milestone or something like that. And then you can even type in a message sometimes. So, but don't do it now, because I'm going to get off here and then I won't see him. But thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I will put the link in the chat one more time if you guys do want to become a member. We do have a wonderful family here on this channel, so we'd love to have you. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight. I do appreciate you guys coming in, hanging out with me for a couple hours, and just watching some videos and talking about the case. So I will see you guys off tomorrow. I'll see you all tomorrow. And you guys have a good night. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to live this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up now. Just like a spark that's breaking out, can't make a stop.